Up until last season, there was only one player who had been with the Flying Squirrels since their arrival in Richmond back in 2010. Catcher Eliezer Zambrano played in just 5 games that first season, but spent all or parts of the next 7 summers on the Boulevard. As the years wore on, he began to see the limits of his playing career in the faces of younger players who would arrive each spring.
These guys, they're doing pretty good, and the lower level, so they might gonna get opportunities right here and taking my spot.
That's when he began to seriously think about life after playing, and hoping he wouldn't have to change addresses to do it.
Are you playing Casadonte, right? And if I get opportunity one day to be a coach with the Giants, this organization, I'm more than happy to do it.
When he made the decision to officially retire, the Giants kept him around and asked him to be the Squirrels' bullpen coach.
Let's do it. You're gonna play catch with Holston, right?
Easy enough for the now former catcher, but not as easy for the now former player.
You see guys that you played with before, and you feel like you can still doing it, right?
He probably still felt like he was a player. It takes a little while for that player to get out of your system.
Which is up a little bit.
But Zambrano soon accepted his new role with the Squirrels. As their bullpen coach, he's responsible for scouting reports, including watching video of the opponent's hitters and what their tendencies might be.
Boy.
He also warms up that night's starting pitcher and gets them as ready as possible for that night's outing.
He knows a lot more about this game than just catching, and I can see his future being a really good manager someday.
For now, he's more than happy to just be a good coach.
It's pretty different with you feeling, right?
Especially here in Richmond. Zambrano is originally from Venezuela, and while his wife and daughters live with him here, he has a father, brother, and sister who still live in his hometown of Valencia, about 2 hours away from the capital in Caracas.
I'm lucky because I'm talking to them at least 4 days a week.
Recent images from Venezuela have shown America what Zambrano and his countrymen already know about the dire situation playing out in a country searching for freedom.
Sometimes they don't have power for at least 18 hours a day, something like that. They just get power for three hours.
Zambrano's father owns a small business in Valencia and has a travel visa to visit the States, but Zambrano's sister does not. Getting one from the U.S. Embassy can be a challenge. So can watching people suffer under the deteriorating conditions in a country torn apart by violence.
It's frustrated to see in the news babies with just 2 or 3 days old just dying because they don't have power at the hospital. To see the country change a little bit or a lot in the next couple of years, people have to die. To fight for a freedom, you have to know what is the consequence to get the freedom.
Still, he comes to the park each day with a job to do, trying to put all of that in the back of his mind, at least for a few hours.
He has the ability to somehow not show the emotions of what's going on in his country with his family. He comes out, he does his work, and I respect him for that.